What's on now?
You got your gun? You got your gun?
I'm gonna get a bell from this.
Thank you, good night. You guys have been a great crowd. Thanks for coming out.
It sounded like you were a voice. Is this Kevin? I am muscles of lead.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Joe.
It's very difficult to be comfortable and act naturally when you have camera pointing at people's faces.
Oh, this is Ted, by the way. He came here from Austin.
What's on now?
You got your gun?
He's a buyer. You want to charge me $500? Oh, okay. That's what you got to finish when you started. I need some dude.
Because it is silver?
It's
So this is
silver.
$10 worth of silver?
No, it's not $10 worth of silver. It's about $7 or $8 worth of silver, but the price of silver goes up, so the face value has to exceed the inherent value. Otherwise, it doesn't circulate. Because of Gresham's law, as soon as the face value goes below the inherent value, it doesn't ceases to circulate. Because you're not going to buy something for $10 and
It's worth $6.
Right.
Wow. So they have to jack it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
And
they
it keeps
alternate if
pace.
there's a slight. Yeah.
as soon as the inherent value goes over $10, then they change the face value to $20, and they're about to see that in like 6 to 9
Now,
months.
what do you think? Why do you think that all the world's currency is based on gold?
It's not based on gold; it's based on nothing.
Well, it started out based.
started out
That
because
used
it's
to be the
honest.
only currency that we
Because
ever
it was
agreed
real.
on.
It was real. It was
Yeah, but
honest and
why
real.
would they agree on gold? Why would gold be worth
Because
anything?
throughout history, throughout the 2,000 or 5,000 years of human history, it's always been inherently valued. Gold and
Right,
silver.
but
is
why?
always- Why? Because it's rare.
But it's not that rare. It's a shiny metal. It's soft. Can't even make anything out of it.
Gold
Why
does not degrade. It always
Who
stays
cares,
constant.
though? If
Because
you
it's a
live in
constant- it's a
5,000
constant
years
thing.
ago, dude, you're worried about having a donkey and a fucking a
It's also-
sickle to
it's
pull your
also
hay
a,
down. Why are you worried about shiny, soft metal that
It's
you can't
because
even
it
make anything out of?
doesn't degrade.
Have you ever
all the time.
read any Zachariah Sitchin shit?
Yeah.
You know what Zachariah Sitchin says?
Yeah.
What does it say
Well,
about gold?
what part of it?
About what
all
it says
kinds of
about the
things.
Sumerians and their need for gold. And that's
No,
why they came to
for
Earth in the
the-
first place.
the,
The Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki for the
The reason why the
life-
Anunnaki
the life
came.
extension and
No. They use gold to suspend gold particles in their atmosphere to protect their atmosphere.
right to clean their atmosphere out.
Now they had an environmental symposium in like the year 2000. One of the main theories that we're using to shield our atmosphere in case it degrades was suspending reflected particles in our atmosphere.
There seems to be something.
This is
going
what
on
Zachariah
with that.
Sitchin said that the Anunnaki were here for
Sure.
6,000 years ago.
That's one. That's
He
one
wrote
thing.
about this in 1970.
Yeah.
Now his interpretation was the reason why the whole world agrees on gold as a currency. It all dates back to thousands and thousands of years before written history when we were actually used to mine gold
Right,
for the Anunnaki.
slaves, that's right.
Yeah.
There's that aspect of it.
How
but
crazy is that?
also the fact
It makes
that
sense
it's
though. It makes a lot
luxury
more
item.
sense than everyone in the whole fucking world agreeing on one shiny metal that's fairly rare.
gold doesn't degrade.
Everyone wants
It's-
one shiny. So what if it doesn't
it's a-
degrade?
it's a neutral
There's
thing.
no
It's-
need for degradation. No need to worry about that when you get your technology consists of a fucking hoe behind a goat. Why do you give a fuck whether or not gold degrades? It doesn't make any sense.
It's rare.
No. There's no
fixed-
reason.
there's a
It makes
fixed
no it makes no sense that all cultures that speak totally different languages exist on all different parts of the world. They agree on one thing and one thing only: that gold is valuable.
Well, the
they
fact
don't
of the
agree on
matter-
anything else.
the
They
fact
don't
of the
agree on
matter-
language, religion, anything else.
Whatever
they
the
agree
reasons.
that a yellow soft metal. You don't
Whatever
think
the
that's
reason
weird?
is, whatever
no,
the
it's
reason
not.
is.
Whatever the reason, that's a huge thing.
Why do
That's
we
a
like
huge thing.
sex? What is
No,
it? I mean, what
gold
is-
and
what is-
sex
what is
you
it?
can't
No,
equate.
I'm not
That's
saying equate.
ridiculous.
It's like why ask the question why? This is the
You
the
like
matter.
sex because genetics because you have to breed. It doesn't make sense you like a shiny metal that doesn't even
I
do
don't
anything.
know exactly why, but I know that
Exactly.
people
But don't
do
you think
find
that
it
that's
valuable.
interesting?
Yes,
Why
it's
would you
very
read into that?
interesting. It's very interesting.
But why wouldn't you read into that? Why would you just assume that everybody just agrees? Why would you? Don't you want to know why they agree?
Why not?
Girls.
What do you
like
why not? Why?
Girls
Why would
like
you
gold.
agree
We
that
like
$10? No, they don't. Girls like diamonds.
here's the
only
best
reason why they
thing.
like diamonds is that diamonds are expensive and it represents a huge commitment.
That's
Is it
exactly.
3 months of your salary, bro? Depends on what your fucking salary. 3 months of my salary.
Why they like gold. They're told
It'd fucking be a hell of a run.
I guess, you know what, the reason I'm behind this more than the paper
No, that
money
makes sense. No,
is that
I'm
this
behind
is
it too.
this is based on negative money.
I'm not saying there's any. I know that. I know
completely
that.
false.
But I'm
conspiracy.
just saying
This
that
is
it's a
actually
little
something
weird that we
real.
all agree on gold.
It's very strange. There's so many things in this world that are very strange and paradoxical.
That's really
It's
strange.
very strange.
Because it exists in the entire world.
I know, it's
Gold is the
amazing.
one thing that we all agree on.
Exactly. Gold and silver, for sure, dude, for sure.
But gold way over silver.
Yeah, way over silver.
Gold, silver is just a second thought.
It's a secondary one.
Yeah.
They're both right there.
Yeah.
And this is the one supposed to use in commerce. Gold
How come
is
you can't
for,
use gold?
You can use gold. There's a gold piece that goes
There's a gold
on.
one?
$500 for this for 1
Oh.
ounce. I don't have it with me, but there's a
And you can
$500.
use that just
Oh
like-
fuck yeah! People have
Wow.
bought cars and houses and boats and planes and all kinds of shit, dude.
That's crazy
There's
shit.
a
You got,
soul-
you're carrying
there's
around
three-
fucking gold nuggets.
there's-
Robert William Abrevaya, how are you, sir? That guy's crazy. Want to talk to that guy about pot? Sure. Robert William Abrevaya, I have something that might be of interest to you. Come on over here for a second. This is my friend Kevin Booth. Kevin Booth is doing a documentary on the drug war. And who knows more about the drug war than this gentleman right here? This is a very knowledgeable individual. He's told me a lot of really interesting facts about hemp. And he actually has an act that's all about marijuana. His whole act does about marijuana. I've enjoyed it many times.
And when Joe was on last call recently, I introduced him to. They asked him, "How do you handle all of your shows?" His answer: cannabis.
Marijuana.
Marijuana.
It helps. It helps quite a bit.
No, the
Comedy store closes out every open mic night, every potluck. Robert William Abrevaya is always the last guy out.
In the year 2000, there were more than 734,000 marijuana arrests in the land of the free and the home of the year contested. I just got off the bus and hiked up from Santa Monica Boulevard, so I was hoping to get to the bathroom.
Get to the bathroom. Come on back.
I'd be pleased to continue this.
Sure.
Okay.
Come on back.
I should put on my other microphone.
That guy's the shit.
So you come back and
He's
talk.
so crazy. So many more than there.
But diamonds you can't.
What do they
cut
do
up,
with those
You can't melt down. You
What
can't
do they do with
separate
those
out.
things? They fucking stock them up at a warehouse or something?
Diamonds, yeah. There's this whole thing about that.
Yeah, this is how they keep the cash.
Price down. Yeah. They just came out with this. Did you see the new artificial diamonds?
Yeah. I read about it wired.
Totally fucking.
But it's real. It's
Totally
real
fucking
diamond.
real.
You can actually turn your
even more pure than any of the stuff that
Yeah,
comes
they're
around,
perfect.
dude.
Flawless
Perfect.
diamonds.
I'm with the camera. I'm one of your biggest fans. Hey, Joe. Hey, where's Joey, man?
He's in. He was in Houston. I think he's in Seattle. No, not Seattle. He can't go to Seattle. He's got a warrant.
How's he doing?
He's still great.
Man,
Joey's the shit. Joey's
shit,
doing
isn't
great.
he?
Oh, he's a
you
fucking
remember all
savage.
those times, man, that we used to sit up here with Joey? We used to egg him on and take off his pants and shit, man. The motherfucker.
He's crazy, dude. He still
This
does.
motherfucker would do anything.
Joey
man.
still does do anything. He's completely out of his fucking mind.
You know what he's telling me, man? He says, man, I had the best time hanging out with Joe on the road because Joe used to take him with me. You know what I'm saying? I had the
we
best
have fun,
time.
dude.
Fucking Joe, man, he fucking treats me like a king, man. He fucking gets out there and does it, man. I'm eating steaks and lobster and shit. He fucking, you know, like he doesn't like to eat, huh?
So he loves to eat. So,
Alright,
all
so-
right, Chewy. take
It's
it easy.
easily divisible. You can easily detect the purity
Yeah,
level.
so what, dude?
it
Why,
doesn't
again,
degrade.
why did that mean anything 6,000 years
Because there's
ago?
very few things that do not
Bullshit.
degrade over time.
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense that cavemen decided that was valuable. Doesn't make sense
It's also
that people
very
who are
shiny. It's a
Stone Age
luxury
people,
item. It's not necessarily.
Why
It's
would
because
that be a
luxury items are
above
used
all
for.
others that everyone would agree on? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that you agree on one shiny element. There's so many beautiful things.
But
topaz
it's
and
what,
rubies.
It's the
and-
only one that doesn't degrade over time.
and,
that's
and who
actually
the fuck
plentiful.
from Taiwan is going to explain that to a guy from Russia who's been
know.
using? One guy's been trading fucking turquoise. Another guy has been dealing
If you
only
are
in
truly interested,
sapphires.
I will research it and I will tell you about it.
I've researched it too. I've researched.
But I do know that humans do value gold over
There's no
other
explanation.
metals.
There's no explanation.
Other
No
than-
one.
there's
figured
a
it out.
couple explanations.
Zachariah Sitchin's explanation makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, they use the wire grid to clean the atmosphere. I do see that.
To
There's
protect
lot-
it, like to
protect
suspend it, to suspend reflective particles in the atmosphere.
And there, I've researched all that stuff, so I see that.
So you're like one of those dudes who tries to buck the fucking treasury system?
Fuck
as much
yeah,
as possible?
dude. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm a fucking underdog like a motherfucker. Dude, I got arrested a couple months ago for using it.
Couple months ago.
A couple weeks ago, yeah, dude. The coins, yeah.
What? How'd they
thought it was
arrest you?
counterfeit.
Wow.
Yeah. They have, obviously, they took an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution, but they actually never read the Constitution saying that gold and
So
silver.
who arrested you?
The campus police at University of Texas.
Chris is licensed to carry a handgun.
Yeah, I had a CHL also, and they caught me with a gun on school property.
Why were you carrying a gun in case someone tried to steal your gold?
No,
He's living in the Wild West.
Right.
He's got silver coins and fucking.
Second Amendment, brother.
No, okay, I understand that it's your right,
It's
but you
my
just carry it
right.
around just in case. Just in case. Just
Yeah,
all the time,
defend
just in
myself,
case.
defend my family, my friends. I'm not a hero, and it's my right.
Hey, dude, I'm all about defending yourself and having a gun.
And I'm all about the First Amendment.
I have a
dude.
gun too. I just don't carry it around.
First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment. Those are very, very important, and we're losing them very rapidly. So if I'm going to be one to stand up for it, there's a lot of people died for those rights. So I support that stuff.
No, dude, I do
I'm a
too.
very non-violent person, so
So you just carry
honest,
it just in case anything goes
gentle, law-abiding people should be armed.
You're a wild, wild west motherfucker.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Homeboy's carrying around a sack of silver coins.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, man.
2004.
It's awesome,
Homeboy's
dude.
got coins.
You like
And he
it.
lives in Texas.
Fuck yeah, man. Woo!
Here's a mule.
I love
Wow.
Texas.
What things changed and what they stay the same.
Exactly.
The Patriots are carrying fucking
I love it.
So Alex,
16 shooters instead of 6 shooters.
He used to have a show with Alex. They kind of like that.
I have a show, my own show.
Alex
You have a
used to
show with
your
Alex?
No, I'm on the same station
Okay.
as Alex, yeah.
You and
I'm
Alex
on
were on a
Black
show
Show.
together.
What's
Yeah,
your
of
show
course,
about?
we do. It's called Reality Expander, and we talk about similar things. Alex talks about, he's just like focusing on problems, but I'm more talk about the problems a little bit, but more about solutions.
Robert William Appleby, back to talk about the drug war, ladies and gentlemen.
Fuck yeah.
What?
I'm the official comedian for the 2004 elections because I've inhaled more marijuana than George Bush and Dick Cheney put together. Thank you very much. Did you hear the big news out of England? Prince Harry admitted that he smoked marijuana, or as they call it in England, cannabis. That's right, the young royal, third line of the English throne, admitted that he smoked pot. Gives a whole new meaning to the phrase, Your Highness. As
You
may
might
know-
want to edit this out of the film. This might actually hurt the cause. I'm worried people might get the wrong impression.
Was that a heckle? As you may know, when George Washington grew marijuana on his farm, it's called hemp. Hemp can produce 10 times more methanol per acre than corn. The relegalization of marijuana, methanol, gasoline, if you will, gasoline could reduce or eliminate our dependence on finite foreign fossil fuels, oil and gas, and mean energy independence for America. In other words, after we legalize marijuana, the only way Saddam Hussein could affect our energy supply is if he takes over Humboldt County.
Again, excellent message vehicle of delivery.
And remember,
There's a few problems with this little experiment.
remember, after we legalize marijuana, we'll sell it by the carton and tax it at a reasonable rate. It could be worth billions and billions and billions of dollars annually. After we legalize marijuana, we'll sell it by the carton and tax it.
Right, but Robert,
pretty soon
the
everyone will be
government
so
would
high.
fall apart because everyone would realize it's all bullshit. We're just monkeys on a rock spinning around in space. We can't have that.
But
It's a nice
punchline.
theory, but it's not going to work.
After,
My punchline works.
but there's a punchline. After we legalize marijuana, we'll sell it by the carton and tax it at a reasonable rate. It could be worth billions and billions and billions of dollars annually. After we legalize marijuana, we'll sell it by the carton and tax it. Pretty soon everyone will be so high no one will remember. Everyone will be so high no one will remember. Everyone will be so high no one will remember where they left the national debt.
Do you understand the national debt? Because I don't understand that. Help me out with that. Come on here. Help me out with that. I know it's fake, but help me out.
It's all just negative money they created out of nothing.
Okay, how does the national debt work? Please explain
What
that.
do you mean? What
What is how? Who do we owe?
Nobody.
And who's gonna collect?
No one.
Don't we have all the bombs?
You can't pay it back.
Let's go ahead.
Mathematically impossible to pay it back because the interest is never injected into the economy. So it's impossible to pay back. It's a perpetual debt slavery system. And it's been going on for centuries. This is just a more sophisticated version of it.
Okay, now
It's
how
just a
is it
slavery
set up?
system.
How is it set up and who's behind it?
It's based on negative money, right? Money that doesn't exist.
Like what do you
Who's
mean?
behind it? It's international financiers. Small number of families who have set the system up for eons. This is what they've done for eons. And it's a negative money system. Whereas this is a positive. The silver and gold is a positive money system, which is actually based on something real. The negative money system, which is a debt-based system, is based on negative currency, which is actually not real. It doesn't actually exist. So it's an idea.
To be behind all the money? Like what is backing it?
Nothing at all. Just actually, there's two ways to back money. The first way, which is the honest way, is by silver and gold or something of value, wheat or beads or something that's actually real. And the second way is through threats of violence or violence. And those are the classic ways that money has been created over time. And right now we're on a debt-based system, which is based on violence and threats of violence, which is why we have these world wars that have to occur, like war on drugs, war on terrorism, all these other wars have to occur to give the money value. That's what actually gives them money.
Explain that. Why do wars have to occur to give the money
For
value?
threats, for someone, you have to threaten someone to make them do something. You either coerce them into doing something because they want to do it through. You're not coerce. You either coerce someone into doing something by threatening them, or you entice them by doing something, by having something that's real, that's backed by something real.
Okay, but
There's the two ways to do it.
Okay, but how does that create value in the money? I still understand that.
Okay, by putting people in jail, they have to pay the fines. So you have to go work somewhere to get the money to get the fines paid. So that's an artificial.
That's like for war on drugs.
That's war on drugs.
And also you have to pay. They charge for the jails, and it's a huge business to put jails up.
Exactly, and the same thing with the war on terrorism and any other world wars that are going on. You have to have a war going on you have to have a something to fear, some enemy to fear, in order to create an industry to fight against these people, and that industry is.
Well, I definitely believe that.
And so you have
the reason why we're in so many wars is because we want to be in so many wars.
Well, we have to do it to run the economy.
Keep everybody in line.
To actually run the economy, though, you have to have these wars going on. If you don't have a threat, if you don't have a Goldstein, 1984 style Goldstein.
So it's not possible with our structure right now to avoid war?
No,
is that what you're saying?
Absolutely not. It's all based on violence and threats of violence. It has to be that way. Has to be.
But why does it have to be that way? Why can't we keep the same structure and just not have war?
Because they have to back the money by something real. And the real stuff is drugs and violence. Those are the two things that back it up.
Can't we just agree that it's money? It doesn't really have to be backed up.
No, it has to be backed by something real because it's invisible and fake. It has to have something real behind it.
But if it's been going on this long, invisible and fake, can't we just
Only
keep
since
it up?
1933. Only since 1933.
Deficit?
And since
it just seems like we faked it this far. We can just keep faking it in another weird way.
They will, but the only way is to really fake it for it to be really real for people is to actually kill them or threaten to kill them.
So there's no way we can have our system and just agree that $20 is worth $20 and the government doesn't print any more money than they have.
We have to transition back to something real. Without something real backing it, it will never change. So that's why the war on drugs has to continue.
So you think the answer to war is that if we get everything back by silver and gold?
No. There is not going to be any answer. It's just going to have to be an alternate slide that groups of people are going to... Do you think
it's possible for people to eventually not have war?
Yeah, it is possible.
How's that possible?
I think it's possible
People are fucking dumb monkeys.
No, dude. No, there's possible.
Dumb monkeys that want to dominate and take things over.
But there have been times in our past, in our history, where people have not
There's never been times when people have been at war.
Yes, there are times.
No, then when people didn't have fuck, as soon as they had sticks, they started war.
Are we at war right now?
No, but if you keep touching me, what's up with that? Some weird fucking...
I like it, Joe. See, I can't help you.
Speaking of the war on terrorism, it's known that unlawful drugs, including marijuana, have been an important source of revenue from many international terrorist groups. Relegalizing
including
marijuana
our own government
would eliminate the marijuana component, including from Afghanistan.
Yeah, our government is the number one importer and exporter. Number one exporter and importer. Well, Mike Rupert was a LAPD police officer that found out that the CIA was in complicity with the LAPD with bringing drugs into this country, into specifically South Central Los Angeles to basically, I guess, gentrify and create a market for illegal drugs, and they were just like complicit in that. So our government brings in the majority of the drugs in this country.
Sure. No, I've seen that big documentary on Barry Seals in Arkansas.
This goes on and on and on.
It's pretty crazy.
And that's just one small little thing we're able to document.
That guy got caught. I mean, they killed those kids because the kids caught them dropping off the drugs. But if they didn't kill those kids, that could still be going on.
That's just one small story that we're able to document. It goes on and on and on and on and on.
And before that, there was a book, The Politics of Heroin in
Exactly,
Southeast Asia.
dude, totally.
And they were body bags.
And that's just
they were bringing
and that's
heroin.
just the small stuff you're able to document.
We do Fear Factor on the docks. We do it down in San Pedro and Long Beach, and there's fucking crate after crate coming in.
Dude,
metal crates. They
it's-
don't check those things.
Dude,
they don't know what the fuck's
they
in
have
there.
to do that. They have to have illegal drugs to back up the currency because it's actually one of the few things that's actually real that they can actually have in a warehouse somewhere that backs up the currency. They have to have a war on drugs.
You're
They
saying
have
that
to have a war.
illegal drugs back up the currency?
Absolutely, dude. It has to.
So what do they say is backing up the currency? What is the claim?
The claim is nothing. It's based on the full faith and credit of the U.S. government, which means the ability for them to create violence around the world.
But that's
and
not what
threats of
they
violence.
say. What
yes,
do they say?
They say the full faith and credit of the United States government, which
Full
means
faith and credit of
that
the
is
United
what backs
States government.
up the currency.
Okay, but they don't say the whole to fuck people up.
No, but that's what is our U.S. government doing? Just look at what they do, and then that's what backs it up.
Okay, now here's the big question. How do you stop the system that's in place now? Is it even possible?
Yes, it is possible. You incrementally have to do it with the change of consciousness in a personal sphere. It's not going to change in the political sphere because it's all set up to continue that system.
Right. So how do regular people stop this from happening?
They have to individually make a choice to do something different, like use an alternate currency or start bartering system, or actively not participate and do something different.
Or help to improve the collective consciousness as we were doing
Exactly.
right now.
That's the kind of stuff. So it's not going to happen overnight because we didn't get here overnight. It's going to be a transition away.
You said
As people engage their consciousness and say, this is not what I want my life to be about. This is not what I want the country to be about. This is not what I want to be around. And start making other choices.
You said incrementally, marijuana is psychopharmacologically distinguishable and it should be distinguished. I only advocate the relegalization of marijuana, one single prudent step, gradual evolutionary change, not a wholesale rewriting of all of our drug laws. Marijuana is psychopharmacologically distinguishable and should be distinguished.
Oh, dude, I say rewrite all the drug laws.
But it has to happen. But there's so many
evolution. It should be evolution.
Yes, evolution.
It's
Dumb
evolutionary.
people should figure it out. If you die taking heroin, you should stop taking
Exactly,
heroin.
dude. Exactly.
I think you should give heroin out like fucking gum. You should be giving it out everywhere.
Yeah,
I
and
want
there-
more people. It should be extra strong so everybody takes it and dies.
Exactly. And there was
You're
a time
dumb
when
enough to do heroin in 2004.
Exactly.
You're supposed to go, buddy.
Exactly.
There's
I
a
mean-
lot of evidence that heroin's fucking stupid.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You know,
Fuck
if you're
yeah.
still smoking crack in 2004, I want crack to make your fucking head explode.
But making it illegal just creates black markets
Right.
and creates
No,
criminal
sure.
syndicates that.
No, it should be legal. It should,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, absolutely. It should be legal. It should be everywhere.
But I'm,
Yeah.
I'm
stock
concerned that
market
if we
for a second.
legalize marijuana and heroin and cocaine simultaneously, it could create serious societal
So we have
dislocations.
to-
Right, like that's the whole agreement with borders. I mean, we really know that borders are fucked up and
Yes,
inhumane. It doesn't make
absolutely.
any sense.
Right.
That people from, just with a bum roll of dice are born in fucking Peru and not in Beverly Hills, and they can't come in and be a part of that. There's a fence, and they have to be from a certain country,
Well,
and like
those
and this
divisions-
whole idea that there's tribal
Right,
war.
exactly.
That there's we and it's one
Exactly.
fucking planet.
Totally,
and everybody
dude.
should exist
One
together.
universe, one
But
solar system, one
the
galactic.
problem is, if you have a lot of money and you have a good society and you have a good culture like the United States has, you just open up. Don't worry, I was in full control of my life. If you just open it up and you let everyone from everywhere come in, there's going to be a huge adjustment period that could take hundreds of years where everything's going to be jacked. Until everything balances out, people who live a
But
life
that's
of
what we have
luxury and
right
privilege is just going to get jacked. Their luxury and privilege would all go away. Beverly Hills, Bel Air, all that
But
shit.
again,
fall apart.
again, that's
Everything's gonna fall
the
apart.
scarcity consciousness, which is what we're programmed from birth into having. But if you look at nature, it's completely abundant at all times.
I'm saying naturally it'll come back, but it won't come back in our life cycle. In our
It may.
lifetime. It's very unlikely.
How-
And you'll be
what do you
too
con-
old,
what do you
and no one's
consider?
gonna want to fuck you.
What do you consider your lifetime?
You'll be like 90 years old. No
At the
one's gonna
current
wanna
level of
fuck you when everything
technology,
evens out.
at the current level of technology, it's 100 years. But in 50 years or 25 years, when the genetic stuff comes along and the
Right.
computer stuff
If-
comes along,
well,
you'll be able to live as
theoretically.
long
There's
as
still
you
no
like.
jetpacks, remember?
There will be jetpacks. You know there's
I've heard
jetpacks.
that before.
Dude, we're coming into a different age.
Where's the jetpacks?
Oh, there's jetpacks.
Show me a jetpack. Otherwise, this is a lot of vapor talk.
Dude, you can. Oh, come on
A
now.
lot of vapor talk until I get
You've
a
seen the
jetpack.
biotechnology and the computer
Sure,
technology
there's a
coming
lot of
along,
shit going
so
on. However-
you will be able to extend your lifespan as long as you'd like.
Right. So we're saying this is not going to take place necessarily if we open up all the borders and everyone comes over here. We have crazy civil disobedience and war in America because there's people who have, lived a privileged life all their life, and all of a sudden people are swarming in by the millions.
Well,
you know what it'd be like if the borders opened up? It would be chaos.
But the borders
Millions
are
and
already
millions of
open,
people,
Joe.
But they're not really open.
Yes, they are. Anyone
No,
that
it's
wants to come
difficult.
into this country can come into this country anytime they want.
No, they have to have a visa.
No,
They
you
have
don't.
to have,
You can walk
don't have
across
to
the
have-
border.
You don't have to have some
you-
sort of a fucking passport to come to America.
No.
You
Like
fly in
a
from
tourist.
Taiwan. You can just fly
Okay.
in with no
Well, there's
papers.
flying in, but there's walking across the border also.
How you gonna walk from Taiwan?
Well, you
fly
fly
to
to
Mexico.
Mexico, or you fly to Canada, you walk across to Alaska. There's all
You
kinds
don't.
of
You
ways to
tell me
get.
there's
Take
not
a
border
boat.
patrol in Mexico. They catch people
can't
every
get,
day.
but they cannot get everybody. Dude.
Yeah, but there's millions of people. They're gonna fucking do something
But
about.
that's only because the scarcity thing. Once
Dude,
the
there's a
scarcity
huge
thing is
difference
over.
in what's going on right now in open borders. It's not true. It's not open. People can't just fly in
Sure they can.
and unchecked
Yes,
as much
they
as
do
they
every
want.
day.
They can't. You
They
can't
do.
just fly in and immigrate here
They
from
do.
Japan right
They
now.
do. They do.
You have to have papers.
You don't have to have papers.
You don't have to have a passport to land in America.
There are literally
You tell me
hundreds
you
of
don't have to have
thousands
a
of people.
passport to fly from another country to
Okay,
America.
if you want to
post
fly
9/11. in, that's ridiculous.
If you want to fly in through all the,
It's very
all the
difficult to
airports
listen to
and stuff
anything
like
you
that.
have to say right now. You're telling me that you can just fly in from Saudi Arabia, no
Sure.
passport,
Sure,
in
people do every
thousands,
day.
planes full, and everybody lands. Just they let them freely and they disperse.
No,
throughout the
not
community.
through the airports, but you could walk right across the border and people
From
do it
what,
every day.
Mexico?
From Mexico
Right.
or Canada.
You just pretend
absolutely.
you're a Mexican that looks like an Arab.
Or just walk in, dude.
Come on, man.
You know it
it's
happens
not that
that way.
fucking easy.
Yes,
I'm
it
saying if
is.
it was open, it's not open.
It is
I'm
open.
saying if they let everyone in.
You're saying if the government
You're a
says,
little crazy. You know that?
I
That's
know
the problem with
yes.
talking to you. That's the problem with talking to you. You're not really
crazy too.
rational.
Oh, really?
No. You're not really rational. No. You want to be right about all these things.
Okay.
Because you think about these things all the time.
dude.
And you don't listen to anybody's opinion. You just want to be right.
Just like you, dude.
Oh,
Just like
exactly.
you.
Touch me again, and I'm going to choke you out on camera.
What's on now?
You got your gun? You got your
I was
gun?
gonna get a belt from this one.
You're a good sport, man.
Where's your gun, dude?
No gun, man.
Help yourself
Not
there.
in California. You weren't gonna hurt me. You're totally in control. You're fun, man. You're total blasting it up, man. That was awesome. You do that again if I touch you again?
What's the play, dude?
Dude, that was fucking awesome, man. You're fun, man. You're totally blasting a half. Fuck yeah.
He's a little crazy, I told you.
Fucking a little crazy. A lot of crazy.
See, right now we learn more about Chris in that little altercation than we could have talking to a normal person
Awesome.
for hours and hours.
Awesome, dude.
I know how to
Fucking
drag up the
awesome.
crazy.
You're totally cool, man. You're totally cool.
I got crazy radar. You got some
I
good
want to
points.
do that again, man.
You want to do it till this time?
That's fucking awesome, dude.
In order to improve our country, we have to
Somebody get this guy a joint and shut him the fuck up.
Remember in 1980s? Now if we still have a country, you know, I mean, aren't you concerned that if Bush is still behind in the polls in September, there'll be a little September surprise? They'll find Osama bin Laden. He was on the payroll of the CIA for all those years. He might still be on the payroll if they don't have him already.
Totally
And
is.
if Bush is still behind in October, it could be a little October surprise
Woo,
action.
my heart's
Either they'll trigger an earthquake again, and or they'll have a terrorist attack. Schwarzenegger, our broken Führer, will declare martial law. Bush will cancel the elections. He may not just be the worst president we've ever had. He could be the last president we've ever had. In the year, no. Continuation of the marijuana prohibition may be helping to pave the way for a totalitarian police state. Eliminating the marijuana prohibition may prevent a totalitarian police state. As I said before, in the year 2000, there were more than 734,000 marijuana arrests in the land of 3 in the home of the year untested, and that gives Ashcroft and all of the other police state parasites, the Nuremberg challenged law enforcement entities, the greedy lawyers, the corrupt judges, not to mention the private sector co-conspirators, some of whom are probably on these premises. All the police state parasites have been in perpetuating the unconstitutional marijuana
Jack
prohibition.
Harrow reads Groucho Marx.
Robert William Appleby is a bad motherfucker, dude. Robert William Appleby knows his
You know,
shit.
speaking of the emperor wears no clothes, Nancy Pelosi just said the emperor has no clothes, referring to the Bushman.
Really?
He's not in
Yeah.
control. He's just a puppet.
Yeah, no. I
Look
mean,
at
how
that.
obvious is that? It's never been more obvious ever than that guy. That's some scary shit, dude.
There's, you know,
What a
have
weird
you been
administration.
enjoying the war in
Scary.
Iraq?
Not really scary.
That's not scary. The
No.
administration isn't scary to you?
You know, incrementally, the linear
It's scary to
time.
me that there's people like that.
The linear time sequence is rather scary, but in the holographic sense, it's completely perfect as is.
Because it's always been like this.
Because it's always been like this, and this is the way society is transformed.
No. Except that at a certain point,
Holographically.
if there's a totalitarian takeover of the United States of America, that could result in a totalitarian
We already have
takeover
it.
of the world.
We already have
will take
that.
place with preemptive swiftness.
That's already
and be
happened.
Not just total, but also totally irreversible.
That's already
It's
happened.
not just linear. You could go off the end.
It really
and never
has
get
happened.
back.
It already has
It really has happened. It
But
really has.
holographically, it's perfect. This is what has to happen.
Holographically?
Yes, in the fourth dimensional time sense, holographically, the ever-present current now, the ever-present moment now, the eternal now, it's perfect. Because this is what has to happen for us to raise our consciousness to another level in order
So
to become a
everything has
different.
to fall apart. And just,
No, not fall apart. We recreate it
well, how are we gonna recreate it?
right now.
This is my question. This is what I was kind of. These guys that are like running shit now, the guys that are politicians now, guys that are 50, weren't they like 20 in the 70s?
Of course they were.
And how the fuck did they become that guy?
You know what?
Rubbing
How
the
do you
dummy.
go from being like a regular 20-year-old dude to being some evil fuck who wants to have wars and take over the world?
Maybe
what
it's
the
a-
fuck is that?
maybe on the
I think it's dudes who get married.
There's something to that.
I think every politician has always been married.
There's
I
something
think
to
that's the thing. They keep them married so they stay mean.
Totally something.
That's why they want the president to be married. They want that dude to get no pussy. They don't want that guy out fucking all these different chicks and having a good time and just kicking back. And I don't want
Totally,
to go to
dude.
war. No, they want a guy who gets no sex. Not only that, he can't even cheat because his fucking camera's on him. And when they do cheat, he gets a blowjob from an intern. Dude, it's everywhere. You motherfucker. They just beat him down to make sure it never happens again. So the next guy thinking about getting a blowjob from his intern is like, fuck that. No way. You remember the beating Clinton took on that? And they just settled down. They're just everybody just relaxes. That's why you have to be married if you're busy. They want you angry and horny. Motherfucker. Angry and horny, you can't even do anything about it. Just beating off and shooting.
Rummy the dummy. The rumster. The dumpster.
Oh man,
Little
it's so
dumpster.
much fun,
The
dude.
rumster in the dumpster.
So much fun.
Rummy the dummy.
Robert William Appleby, a
Grumpy
staple
Lord.
at the Comedy Store for how many years now, sir?
I've been the closing act, most potluck night since '83. Made my stand-up comedy debut on this stage in '77. At the time, it was the Funny Farm, the Once and
77.
Future Comedy Store.
Wow, it used to be the Funny Farm. He's pre-Comedy Store.
Well, before it was a comedy store, and then it was a Funny Farm, and then it was a comedy store again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For a
Well,
period
that's
of time.
interesting. How long was it a Funny Farm for?
Oh, less than a year.
You know what? I've been here for 10 years. I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
Thank you very much, sir. That's some information. So less than a year was a Funny Farm, huh?
Yeah.
And what year was this in?
I was working the door here beginning in late December '76, and I made my debut in February '77, and then sometime in '77, Mitzi repurchased the property. It used to, for a while, it was Art LeBeau's club. It was a dance club next door, and the Funny Farm in the OR.
Wow.
Brief,
Wow.
less than a year.
That was less than a year, and then it went back to the store again. You know what? I've never heard that before. That's really interesting.
Also, there used to be. I used to perform at the Westwood Comedy Store. There used to be one on Westwood Boulevard.
I heard about that one.
Prior-
I always heard that Kinnison used to go there, and that was like a big club. And a lot of the guys who were just coming up, she would have them perform over at the Westwood store.
I think Argus Hamilton may have been one of the MCs at the time, if I'm not mistaken.
This place has got a crazy history, man. This is like a magical room. There's no comedy club like this place. There's nothing even close. This place is like the birthplace of so much great comedy. I mean, Richard Pryor used to perform here, work out all his material here. He did Live in the Sunset Strip here. Kinnison worked out here. Letterman worked out here.
I tell you, Richard Pryor's wife contacted me and said Richard will be in the Drug War film.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Rain Pryor was in the main room in, I think, January, and subsequently was covered on CBS Sunday morning.
Yeah, you know what? But the apple didn't just fall from the tree. It fucking was launched with a catapult. Especially when the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree yet. Watch any of Richard Pryor's kids do stand-up, and you go, okay, what's that all about? Yeah. That's my friend.
Freedom of thought is a fundamental freedom. The laws which criminalize marijuana use abridge freedom of thought, make such use a thought crime, and therefore are and should be declared unconstitutional. Marijuana, a thought crime is any act with a significant cerebrational component that contravenes a criminal statute. Marijuana is a psychoactive substance. A psychoactive substance, by definition, has a significant effect on cerebrational processes. It affects how we think and what we think. Thus, marijuana use has a significant cerebrational component, and such use is, at the present time, a thought crime, a quote thought crime, unquote, a quote crime, unquote. Marijuana is a teacher. Marijuana is a consciousness creation tool. Marijuana is, at least potentially, a vehicle for consciousness improvement. New and different inputs, whether these inputs are from a book, a television program, a stand-up comedy act, a video, or a psychoactive substance such as marijuana, new and different inputs help to create new and different thoughts. Correlatively, potential inputs that an authoritarian government censors before they can reach us have no opportunity to and therefore cannot teach us. Inputs censored before they can reach us cannot teach us.
What he said, bitch! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And I have your permission to use that for a documentary?
Oh, please do, please do. It's the Robert William Abrevaya Show, as seen on NBC's Later with Ray Kinnear, Thursday, June 24th on Comcast Public Access Channel 24. You can see a fuller exposition.
I said, tell me about your friend tomorrow.
Jan?
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
Well, just give me a little bit of the pharmacratic rundown. I mean, I've been reading about it.
You know what? I'm gonna let him explain all that shit because this guy, he's obsessed with. He's obsessed with a whole bunch of things. One of the things that's fascinated him more than anything is the influence on psychoactive substances and hallucinogenic mushrooms and cannabis and all these different things on religion all throughout the years. And he's just got a fucking assload of research on the influence of hallucinogenic mushrooms, whether it's the Amanita muscaria or cubensis mushroom, on all these different societies and all these different cultures and all these different religions, and that it's basically the root of all religion, especially Christianity. And if you read, did you ever read John Allegro's book, The Sacred Mushroom and the Cross?
I have that book.
It's a fucking fantastic book. It's a guy named John Marco Allegro, who was a biblical scholar. He wasn't a drug user. He's a biblical scholar and a linguist, and he was hired by Jerusalem to be the curator of the Dead Sea Scrolls. This guy studies the Dead Sea Scrolls for 14 fucking years. He deciphers them, goes over them in great detail, and his conclusion after the end of 14 years, the entire Christian cult is a huge misunderstanding. And what it is basically is old stories about mushroom eating and fertility cults, and they were hidden from the Romans. And these stories were changed and altered all through the years to hide them from the Romans, and that the root of all of it was fertility cults and the eating of hallucinogenic mushrooms. That was the entire religion. It was just an ethnobotanical, just like a guidebook, and that was always worried, my friend, don't worry. But it's some pretty deep shit, and it's really interesting coming from this one guy who's a known scholar, rock solid credentials, and him putting out this book was huge. And apparently, people bought out the publishing company and they stopped production of the book, and you have to buy it off eBay. And he has another book called The Dead Sea Scrolls and the Christian Myth. I haven't read that one yet though, but it's basically more the same. He felt like his message is being stopped because they stopped his other books. He put out another one.
This information can't be stopped for very long, though. We're reaching a point where this.
But it can. Most people don't even know that pot's good for you. Most people think that pot makes you fucking stupid. When I tell people pot made me smarter, they go, "You're crazy."
It doesn't take most people to make changes. In fact, there's always a small group of people who make changes in society. Always. There's a small group of people who are making changes right now, and it's always a small group of people who make changes.
Right, but most people aren't listening.
We don't need most people.
How many people we need?
Just you.
A few?
Just you.
Just me? That sounds like a bad song about to break out.
The more the merrier.
In the musical, and you're like, just you. You are the power of one.
For sure, dude.
Just you.
That's it.
You can make the world fun. Just you.
It's true.
Joe Rogan.
And marijuana and Chewy Castro of the Chewy Castro.
Robert William Applevaya, a living legend. Hi, Rob.
Robert William Applevaya scared off by Chewy Castro.
I'm not near cousin. He thinks I am one of the.
Oh, one of the Nazis? See, that's why I said you might not want to use Robert. Might be hurting the cause. Hey, he's back.
When you're on the front lines against the forces of global oppression, there may be certain negative consequences, and I think it's accurate to state there has been and continues to be a conspiracy or more than one conspiracy to violate my constitutional rights. The Comedy Store doesn't operate in a vacuum. It's a real-life Rick's Cafe if you've seen the movie Casablanca.
It doesn't what? What does it operate?
It's if you've seen the movie Casablanca, they didn't want to. They didn't Rick's Cafe. They didn't want to have Nazis in there, but they were there anyway.
So there's Nazis here?
I strongly suspect that there are.
For sure.
Like real Nazis? Like
real life Nazis?
Like
The real
goose steppers?
Oh yeah.
Steppin'.
Yeah.
You seen goose stepping around?
Well, the individual who I used to refer to as Nazi.
Real Nazis are like Hogan's heroes. Because those Nazis weren't so bad.
Oh, you know,
I never saw
when they chase me on and across Sunset Boulevard, when they throw chairs, etc. When they chase me on and across Sunset Boulevard, that's at least arguably attempted
You like
murder.
it. You like it. You wouldn't have any fun without it, man.
That's a lie.
What would be the challenge? What would the challenge
I'd rather
be?
just do my comedy act.
So how do you have a comedy act without these guys? A little bit of abrasion, a little friction. Wouldn't be any fun.
I don't know what planet you're living on. You've never had anyone conspire to violate your constitution.
Oh, absolutely, all the time.
May I ask your name?
Chris.
Hi, Chris. My name
He
is Ron. I
doesn't
try to
do the
avoid
handshake.
shaking hands.
This is as close as he gets.
I'm trying to set a good example. It's known that this is one of the leading ways that sickness is transmitted. Ellen DeGeneres just said that's one of the reasons she got sick
Totally
so much because
understand.
she's shaking everybody's hand.
Totally understand.
But her show won the Emmy anyway.
The Comedy Store has hassled you, and the cops ever hassled you?